I know that one's bad. We on? Okay. Okay. Calling to order the Tuesday, September 9th, 2025 meeting of the Elkhart Redevelopment Commission. First item is amending the agenda. May I have a motion, please? Yeah, thank you. I'm going to have to get a list. I don't know what I'd do without you guys.
Gotcha.
I know. Where is it? Oh, crumb, where is it? Yes, it is. Thank you. Okay. Before we amend the agenda, we have a little housekeeping here to do. As a reminder to the public, the Redevelopment Commission accepts in-person public comment and virtual public comment related to specific agenda items or during privilege of the floor. To participate virtually, please join us via WebEx and be sure you are visible and audible and that your name is displayed. Thank you. Okay, now I need a motion to amend the agenda, please.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. We have any bids to open?
We do not.
Thank you. And next thing is the Caper public hearing.
All right. Hi, good afternoon. Let's see.
Sorry. Good afternoon.
Let me share my screen here. Maybe. There we go. Okay, so this is the Caper annual report for 2024. My name is Aaron Sorrell. I'm with Community Planning Insights. I'm the consultant working on behalf of the city. So this is the last year of our consolidated plan. As we went through the process of developing it, there were these 5 priorities, which you have heard 4 times prior, so I won't need to go through them. But basically, housing needs, homeless needs, economic development, and neighborhood needs. So we had a good year in 2024. We expended just under $717,000. Just under 70% of those funds went towards housing, $484,000. 13% went towards public services, and 19% or $136,000 went towards administration and planning of the program, which is under the 20% admin cap, which is always good. As far as the accomplishments, as I said, there was just under $490,000 expended for housing. 17 units were renovated. 11 of those were owner-occupied housing units. 6 were rental. Lead-based paint was abated in those 6 rental units, so we have 6 lead-safe units for this year. We expended $6,000 towards economic development, or specifically job training, where we trained 4 residents through the Goodwill Boss Job Training Program. We've been doing that for many years. We expended just under $63,000 in non-homeless special needs. Those funds went to a number of nonprofits, including Maple City Health, which assisted 326 persons with healthcare needs, the Council on Aging through their senior transportation program. The Boys and Girls Club provided vouchers for 31 children to attend their after-school programs. And then fair housing outreach programs really reached a lot of people, mainly based on their both their events and the advertising. So where the the advertising was located, we reached nearly 34,000 persons. As far as homeless prevention, the YWCA assisted 873 individuals. Health Plus Indiana continued their permanent supportive housing program for 40 individuals, and St. James continued on with their food bank, and 90 families were assisted. And this program really ramped up during the COVID time period. So that was the main program outcomes for this year. We are starting the first year of our next 5-year consolidated plan, actually July 1st of this year. So do you have any questions of me?
Commissioners? Anyone in the public have questions? Okay. So I think I now open the public hearing, which I should have done before Aaron.
That's right.
And there appearing to be no comment, I think we will close the public hearing. And I'll entertain a motion to approve the report.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Mr. Sorrell, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
It's a nice, good report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Thanks.
Okay. Aided by my very helpful fellow commissioners, I now will ask for approval of the August 12, 2025 meeting minutes.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Next item is the RFQP Woodland Crossing renovations Phase 1.
We have received 3 proposals. Read into the record the companies who submitted proposals: Ancon Construction, Yoder Construction, and CME Construction. We will give these to the Technical Review Committee and report back when we have results of our findings.
Okay, thank you. Next, the award for the Second Street planters.
The Second Street planners went out for quotes, and after reviewing the quotes that came in, we received 3 in total, 3 companies in total. We've determined that Wausau Tile is the lowest responsible quote provider with a quote of $148,525.34 for 96-inch planters. That is a cost without reservoirs. We would like to award them with a contract to supply us with planters for Second Street.
So you would need a motion to accept the proposal and award the contract for the acquisition and installation of approximately 90 to 120 96-inch Second Street planters to Wausau Title at appropriate $160,000 from the Downtown Allocation Area Number 1 Special Fund to pay for the work.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
All those in, any questions or comments from the commissioners? Questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution approved. Okay. Asbestos assessment and remediation for 812 South Main and 420 South Second, permission to release the RFP.
So we'd like to, before we demolish the structures on the property, we need to have an assessment done as to whether or not the buildings contain asbestos. This will just allow us to receive bids from contractors that specialize in assessment and remediation.
Okay.
So you need a motion to approve the advertisement for bids for 812 South Main and 420 South Second asbestos assessment and remediation.
So move.
Second.
Although, questions or comments from the commissioners? Questions or comments from members of the public? I seem to be rushing us today. I apologize. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Aeroplex TIF funds request for cost associated with runway joint replacement.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Adam Fan, Assistant Director of Redevelopment. Mr. Andy Jones is currently on his way to cover this, but I'll stall a little bit for him.
Oh,
So the Elkhart Municipal Airport has some runway, some lengths of runway that need a little bit of attention. I believe it was in 2009, there was some stimulus funds that did some work on the runway, replaced the asphalt with concrete, and as part of the maintenance plan for the concrete runways, there are certain gaps, expansion joints that need to be maintained, and the airport director would be asking for, let's see, what is it?
$476,714.55 total.
That much to pay for that work to be done.
And also to cover the some of the engineering fees that were incurred.
Yep. And this would be coming out of the Aeroplex TIF.
Right.
okay. You think we should just
Yeah. Well,
postpone?
it depends whether there's questions, I guess, for Andy or not.
Yeah. Any of you have any questions? Do you think? Okay, then I think we'll just go ahead and,
In that case, you'd need a motion to appropriate the sum of $476,714.55 from the Aeroplex allocation area special fund to pay for the runway work and the fees Butler, Fairman, and Seifert Engineering incurred in drafting specifications and advertising for bids.
any questions or comments from the commissioners? Questions or comments from members of the public?
Has somebody made the motion?
No. So move.
Second.
Wow.
You're just flying through it today.
I just, I apologize. All right, now do we have any questions or comments? Any questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Maybe by the end of the
you.
agenda, I'll get it straight here. We took it off. That's why we amended the agenda. Hey, I'm glad. Okay, Labor Pump Expert Witness Additional Funds.
I can cover this. The commission has acquired the property at 1607 through 1641 Sterling Avenue and 824 Ren Street, on which Labor Pump operated, and it has environmental contamination issues, requires remediation, and we have employed Ice Miller LLP to file suit to recover the cost of cleanup and related damages. And as part of that litigation, as with all litigation of this type, there are expert witness needs. There are expert witnesses that they need to employ to prepare evidence that will be necessary at trial in order to prove the case. And we need an additional appropriation of $25,500 from the Brownfield Services Special Fund to be applied to payment of current and future expert witness fees as they are billed to help prepare for the litigation and probable going to trial on this matter. So what we'd ask for is a motion to appropriate the additional sum of $25,500 from the Brownfield Services special fund to apply to payment of the current future expert witness fees as billed in that matter.
So move.
Second.
Any questions or comments from the commissioners? Questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, approve economic development agreement for River District Garage Project and funding of the Series 2025 note.
Good afternoon. Mike Huber, Development Services Director, City of Elkhart. The Economic Development Agreement, I believe a copy of which was included in the packet for today or was emailed to you in advance of today's meeting. This is the first actual development project in Zone 2 of the River District. Little bit of history for us as we walk down memory lane here. The original vision for the River District was established to create a walkable urban community as an expansion of downtown. The original vision for the River District contemplated 1,000+ housing units. That was verified and backed up by the Zimmerman Bulk Housing Needs Study that we had performed in 2022, 2023, indicated that we would have sufficient market demand in the downtown area to allow for the absorption of 1,000+ housing units. There's also the vision of having mixed-use solutions, including office and retail uses to help support that residential living, along with parks, riverwalk, and recreational amenities, many of which have been upgraded and established in the area as well. And finally, to provide adequate parking to support events and activities in the River District, and specifically the investment in the Beacon Health and Aquatics as an anchor in the district. The Aquatic Center, certainly the $70 million investment by the community in that project was the anchor that kind of set the tone and helped facilitate part of the public investment and the private investment that has since followed. To date, we currently have over 600 residents that have been attracted to the River District, an additional 40 businesses, mixture of both professional office, corporate office, and retail, 12 restaurants. 1.5 miles of the Riverwalk is inside the River District that we've looked at and helped improve. And there are 45,000 patrons a month, or 1,500 a day, that go to Beacon Health and Aquatics on the fitness side. They've far exceeded their original membership goals. And that's just with what's happened today. As you know, coming online in Zone 1 are an additional 80 residential units, which will provide an additional 90 to 100 residents in those spaces. And then Zone 1 will also have an additional 20 to 30 residential units coming online in the next 2 years. And this project would provide an additional 70 units of residential with an additional 12,000 square feet of commercial and restaurant space. So continuing to provide the density at the level that was originally contemplated in the original River District vision and plan at a level that warrants that we'll talk a little bit about some of the economic impacts and the benefits to the city of achieving density at the level we're creating. I talked a little bit about the Aquatic Center and its impact as a catalyst project for economic impact. Related to that, the city partnered with the Convention and Visitors Bureau about a year ago. We looked at the economic impact of a number of quality of place amenity projects in the downtown. Specifically in 2024, the Elkhart Aquatic Center generated over $6 million of visitor spending and economic impact in the community. And the events at the Aquatic Center drove 39,000 room nights to the area. So that's certainly a project that has a significant impact, drives traffic. This River District has become a destination. We talk a little bit about economic impacts or impacts to the city. We are tracking that in a number of ways, one of which is increases in the AV, both in the downtown generally and in the River District specifically. And if we look at just between 2019 pay 2020 and 2023 pay 2024, the per acre assessed value inside the River District has increased from $375,000 an acre to over $750,000 an acre. We've seen AVs almost double in the last 5 years within the River District. And that's because of the density of the development. Obviously, with density comes people and cars. And one of the components of that we've been marking and tracking significantly is the amount of parking that's available and the demand for that parking as we've been going through that. And so we did work with JPR. We tracked and went through research we've done with Walker Parking. We know that kind of within the aquatic center parking lot areas, basically on the north side of Jackson, west of Elkhart Avenue, we call that the Zone 1 Aquatic Center area. We have a total of 740 spaces in there. 326 of those are off-street parking, public parking, 166 on-street, and then 248 in the private lot that serves the aquatic center and the buildings that front the River Bend and East Jackson building or East Bank building that are the office buildings fronting on Jackson there. I will tell you in our conversations with the aquatic center, they generally run in their peak times 10 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 6 p.m. They generally run from 85 to 96% occupancy in their lot. And then we've got the folks who work in those office buildings and or come to lunch at Amici or Bird in Hand or other places in the River District. So, that's fairly heavily utilized in the space that's kind of their private parking. And it's difficult to kind of judge right now with all the construction, but we still anticipate having an additional amount of volume of spaces over there. But as that development continues, the residents in that area will also park in that space. So we will maintain 180 parking spaces for open public use in that space. And we're proposing with this new development in Zone 2 to create a public parking structure that will include 200 parking spaces, which will allow us with the 94 on street and the 180 across the street, and the 200 gets us to roughly 500 parking spaces available, which should be more than adequate to accommodate both the residents and visitors at any given time. The great thing is the residents go to work somewhere else during the day. That's when the employees and the folks come. And then when they go home from after work, then we have the residents coming back. And so we're able to kind of manage and maintain that parking. So that's the thrust of kind of why we're here and what we're asking for. We do have the development agreement with the developer. The project is a $38 million project. It does include 70 residential units and about 13,000 square feet of commercial space. The developer is pledging about $5.7 million of his $9 million ready allotment towards this project, and has requested the city for an $8 million incentive to both build the parking structure and help with the development costs of the remaining development around it. The current model concept is the city would provide the incentive in the form of a forgivable loan. The developer can then construct the entire project. The developer would then replat, determine the part that is the actual public parking structure, and redeed that back to the city. So the city would own that parking structure. And then the city and the developer will agree to negotiate a parking management and maintenance agreement for an initial 5-year term to work together to understand the long-term operation, maintenance, and management needs in doing that, and determine if there's continued synergies to work together, or the city have the opportunity to look for other potential operators in an RFP space. We have the development agreement is largely complete as delivered. There are 2 exhibits that will go along with this. The first is the parking easement. The easement agreement, we are waiting to get final feedback and comment from the developer on. It lays out the terms of the parking. Again, the city's intent right now is for the parking to be presented as free parking in the district, with the caveat that overnight parking is not allowed unless you are a resident of the district and you're issued a resident pass. If you're a resident, you can park anywhere in the public spaces with your parking pass overnight. That guarantees that the residents always have a place to at least park. we're choosing that option rather than dedicating specific space within the garage to the residents of the apartments that will be wrapping the garage. They will have the opportunity to park in any of the 500 public spaces that will be provided in the district. And so those details are specifically what will be included in Exhibit C. We've had largely agreement with them. We're waiting for the final sign off on them. And then Exhibit D is a process for us to start to outline general terms for the management and maintenance agreement. We also have agreement on those. We're just waiting to get the final document from them with their final legal review so that our legal team and can also make final review and approvals on that as well. So what we're asking today is for your consideration to approve the economic development agreement largely in its final form, conditional upon receipt of those two exhibit documents that we'll see additional staff, administration, and legal approval, along with president and vice president of the RDC. We would obviously send it out to everyone as well for additional comments, but authorize the president to sign and execute those agreements and the EDA and at large ahead of any future RDC meeting, largely because we need to. The loan agreements will be heard by the EDC and the council on Monday, the 15th. And so we want to have the EDA completed and signed before we go through those documents. I spoke a lot.
Very
Take a
good
breath.
I
report.
hope I answered many of the questions.
Yes, you have.
But
Very good.
I'm happy to answer any that may not have been covered in my
Feel,
presentation.
feel free to take a breath.
So Mike, he has to have this finalized by October, is that correct?
So it's my understanding that the property closing needs to occur before October 15th, which is why we're trying to get our approvals completed by September 15th to give him adequate time to close.
So you would need a motion to approve the garage project as described and fund a Series 2025 note in the amount of $8 million through an appropriation from the Cassopolis area allocation area special fund, and conditionally approve the terms and conditions of the economic development agreement, subject to the parties' final approval of the terms of Exhibit C, the parking easement, and Exhibit D, the parking facility management services agreement, and authorizing the president and in her absence, the vice president to approve any revisions thereto that she deems necessary and appropriate and consistent with the intent of the parties, subject to prior review and approval by legal counsel.
Ooh. May I have a motion, please?
So move.
Second.
Any other questions or comments from the commissioners?
I have a question. When is he supposed to start construction, and when does the organization that is in there now has to get out?
Yeah, I can't speak to the second part of that question, but what I can tell you is that as we've negotiated the development agreement, we've worked with the developer in terms of trying to understand availability of funds and draws on the loan, that it's a spring 2026 construction start.
Thank you.
Any questions or comments from members of the public? No. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion granted.
Thank you.
This report, Mike. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, next item, Woodland Crossing snow and salt quotes.
I know it's a little, Mary Casca, Assistant Director, Community Development. I know it's a little strange to be talking about snow and salt when it's about 75 degrees outside, but here we are. So we're getting geared up for the snow season, which starts in about November. This is a new contract for us with Advanced Property Maintenance of South Bend. It is a 3-year deal, but at a flat rate to be renegotiated every year as far as the annual amount. So we will pay a flat amount for 6 months from November through April, unless we get more than 55 inches of snow. So let's hope that that doesn't happen. So you do have the contract in front of you for your approval. If you have any questions, be happy to answer them.
So you would need a motion to approve the advanced property maintenance of South Bend contract for snow and ice removal services at a cost of $99,445 to be paid from the CAM budget.
Correct.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments from the commissioners? Questions or comments from members of the public? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Okay. Staff updates.
None this month.
Thank you.
Almost none this month. I'm here right now to introduce to the commission. Our team has grown. We have added a new staff member. You all may remember Ambrose, who left us to go on pursue additional education opportunities at Georgetown University. Well, we have Talia Mora has joined us as of yesterday, was her first day. And we're really excited to have her part of the team. She's from Elkhart County. She has done some work with Mayor Phil and the team down at Napanee. She's also interned with the Lieutenant Governor's Office in Okra. She's a graduate from St. Mary's economics degree. So we're really excited to have her be part of the team. Want to make sure you all get a chance to welcome Talia and say hi to her maybe after the meeting. So
We will. Thank you.
Welcome.
You're joining a great crew. Let's see. Work and Boyne invoice. Oh, wait a minute. I'm out.
I think I'll take advantage of the opportunity, Drew, if you don't mind. Drew has been working with, there's going to be another event at Woodland Crossing this Thursday from 5 to 7, an educational fair
Oh,
out on the site around Bill's, between Bill's and Goodwill Heart City building. And I believe there's a great number of vendors are going to be out there. Drew's been working with them to get that organized. So it looks like the weather will be good and hopefully there's a lot of people who show up for that event.
educational fair as to,
Educational resources. There'll be a
Oh.
lot of booths and things like that.
oh, great.
And I believe there'll be some food trucks as well.
Ah.
And we have promoted this to all of our tenants in the space. So any of them want to, collaborate with that event happening. So anyway, that's happening this Thursday.
All right.
Mary, is IU South Bend going to be there?
Pardon me?
Is IU South Bend going to be there?
I don't know, Drew. Do you know if IU South Bend will be there?
Thank you, Dinah. I'm not sure if they're going to be there. I know it's around 60. So it's ECS's event. It should be around 60. Educational resource vendors. Really, really exciting. I could certainly ask if IU South Bend's a vendor. It'd be great to have them there.
Okay.
Are you on, has this been on Facebook or social media, other social media?
I'm sure ECS has been promoting it, and I'm sure participating organizations have, and the city has also been or has also shared the event.
Okay, great. I just hadn't seen anything, but I'm not. Thank you. That sounds exciting. Okay. Oregon Boyne invoice.
Need a motion to approve the total current work in the amount of $18,596.60.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. And see, this is not a TIF report month, is it? We do? Okay.
6.
Thank you. And now, do we have any comment from the public about anything concerning redevelopment? If not, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.